Are we live? Are we good?
We are live.
Oh,
Yep.
Sorry, you're waiting on me. Apologies.
Yeah.
It's
all good.
This has got off to a blazing start right now, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't it? Yes, anyway, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening and with BSG. My name's DanSpence94. I'm a variety speedrunner, variety streamer, an all-around British idiot, if you will. Today we are going through the memery that is Devil May Cry 1. It's a really fun run to do, but it can be really punishing. So I'll try and explain a lot as much as I can as we go through the run itself. But it is pretty much non-stop from start to finish. So without further ado, we can just get straight into this. If you're ready for a countdown on tech. So we're going to start as soon as I hit new game in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Like I said, this is Devil May Cry 1. The meme already is that Devil May Cry 1 was actually meant to be Resident Evil 4, but when they were basically developing the whole thing, it was too much unlike Resident Evil and it became its own IP, hence what we have here today. So the story goes, we're following a man here called Dante. Now if you're familiar with the DMC universe, you know who Dante is, but Dante is the son of Sparda, who is the savior of mankind through the demon war. He sealed the demons away from the great King Mundus and fathered two sons. One is called Dante, one is Virgil. Now in DMC 1, Dante is contacted by a woman called Trish, who surprisingly looks like his deceased mother. Brings him to this island, which is Malay Island, where she says Mundus is about to resurrect and we need your help, Dante, which is basically what he hears on a daily. So a lot of these doors that we're going through here, they are going to be sealed, and you would have just seen me there grab a red orb cache. Red orb is our currency. We're going to be using it throughout the entire run to buy items, abilities, and also to break those seals. So the first things we need to do here is grab a key. So we've got the jump there, really nice there. You can use the suit of armour there on the floor as a bit of a guide. We're going to get the key from this marionette who looks a bit dodgy. And yep, what do you know, they're starting attacking us. So we jump straight down, hit that one there, we say no thanks mate, and we're on our way back down the precise way that we came. Now when I said earlier that DMC is punishing, the first 5 levels of this is what we call Reset Central. Now because of how the red orb route takes, it's very red orb heavy. We need to make sure we have enough red orbs to get our abilities in the start. It can become a little bit tricky down the line if we don't get the right red orb count, but not too much to worry about if we don't. But the first 5 missions we basically have to do either damageless or as little damage as possible. So we come to basement, which is reset 1. So we use something called slash cancel in here. So we slash twice and we spin the analog stick round. That allows us to cancel out the animation and then go straight into slashes again. Now this is slight RNG. So the enemy's health is completely random, and the type of enemies that we get down here can be completely random as well. So luckily we got some basic blue enemies, but they can be red marionettes as well, some of which can actually carry firearms and they can hit us from a distance, so we want to make sure we keep as well away from there as we can. Take them out with our pistols like so, and then we're going to go straight back up from the basement there. Same thing again, just a second wave. We're going to go for our slash cancels again, take them out as quickly as we can. We're going to use a ability called High Time here, just to keep the enemies juggled. Oh, he's being a bit tricky, this one. Like I said, the red marionettes or the bloody marionettes can be a massive issue. Again, we just keep them basically juggled in the air. We can finish them off with our guns, and then we're literally right next to the door, which is the end of mission 1. So I don't believe we took any damage there, so we should get an S rank here, which gives us a hefty amount of orbs. So we're already up to 979. We don't need to buy anything through this mission, so we go straight into mission 2. Mission 2 is where we're going to get a new weapon, a new sword called Alistair. Now, Alistair's going to give Dante the ability to transform into his demon form, which we call Devil Trigger, or DT for short. We get 2 weapons in this run. One is Alistair and the other is Ifrit. Alistair is like a lightning-based weapon, so it gives us lightning-based attacks, and also as it says in the description, lightning-fast speeds. So it lets us run a lot quicker. And Ifrit is more for our powerhouse of when we get down the line to the tougher bosses, so we can take them out quite easily. So we grab another key and we go straight into this room here. Again, room is RNG with the placement of the enemies. We get another orb cache there. You don't actually have to get that orb cache. I always just like getting it just for a bit of safety, just to have a bit of extra orbs. And again, you don't actually have to fight any enemies here. We just need to push that out of the way so we can get to the trapdoor here. Down again, and what do you know it, we're getting another key item. This one's a staff this time. And now we're coming to, it's a rather dangerous wave of enemies here. They're called the Sin Scissors. The Sin Scissors have no clip abilities, which means that they can go into the walls and out of our attack range. They are quite easy to kill if you can get the patterns down. So we're going to come over to this corner, we're going to taunt them over, double jump, and we're going to Helm Breaker. So we've got 2 there. Now if you notice when we do actually kill them like that, the scissors do fall down. Those scissors can still hit us, and if they hit us, that does count to our damage counter. So again, a lovely no damage mission, which means we are going to get the S rank for this mission. If we took any kind of damage in this mission at all, it bumps us down to an A rank, which means we won't get the orbs from the S rank here. And those orbs are handy because we're going to buy our main form of movement, which is the Stinger move. Stinger level 1 and Stinger level 2. Stinger level 1 will let us jump off of ledges and get us mostly air distance, but Stinger level 2 is this is where the juicy is. This is where the juice is. As you can see there, we just do a large long jump off there, and you're going to be hearing this a lot. If you've ever seen Maxi Loeb's run of this at GDQ, you already know the DAR memes. So Stinger is our fastest form of movement at the time, until we get Vortex level 2 further on down the run. So we basically just use Stinger to propel ourselves forward and get from A to B as quickly as possible. Another bit of a force wave of enemies here. We're going to get these skull type enemies. We're going to Devil Trigger straight away, just so we can take those out quickly, and then Stinger the rest of them. Not only does that give us that back our Devil Trigger for the upcoming boss fight, but it also lets us take out 2 of the enemies rather quickly. Like I just said, we are coming to our first boss fight. As soon as we pick this key item up here, we're going to get introduced to our first boss, which is known as Phantom. Phantom is a massive lava spider, but he has one glaring weakness. He has a rather soft butt. So we're going to double jump on these back there, Devil Trigger straight away, and as you can see, that the damage a enemy stepped. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so like I say, we wanted to make sure we didn't take damage, but we did take damage. That's going to affect our route later on down the run. But basically the strategy there is you'll enemy step off the back of him where his tail is, and there's a mechanic in the game where if you double jump either off the wall using air hike, an ability we won't be able to get this time around, or off an enemy, you get a critical hit bonus with your Helm Breaker move where you come crashing down. And that's basically what we use to completely destroy Phantom there. 4 of those critical Helm Breakers will take out Phantom in DT form. Unfortunately we took damage there, so we don't get something called a special bonus. The special bonus would have given us 2,000 extra orbs, and we want 2 of those so we can get air hike. But unfortunately that just means we won't be able to get earlier for it later down the line. I can't hit the statue, there we go. And hello Shadow. Shadow is a very bad kitty. Shadow will try and eat us alive, as you can see there. So we're going to Devil Trigger straight away and completely fire off with our pistols there. Now, as you saw there, when we fired off with our pistols, Shadow does go into a weakened state and the orb there does appear. And that basically is the only way the Shadow can take damage. Once the orb appears, you just wail on it with your sword. And we are on our way. And you heard the little pew there in the background. That means our Devil Trigger's also refilled. And that's why we also taunt the kitty there as well. So we want to get up the top here so we can grab another key item called the Death Sentence, and straight away we're going to Helm Break down, Stinger to the door, and straight through. And use the Death Sentence here to get another key item. You can see how very Resident Evil-esque it is in terms of the key items here. You use one key item to get another one to progress, etc, etc. We're coming on to our second boss here, Nello Angelo, and we're just going to bully him. I messed the cycle up a little bit there, but I'll explain this in a second. Oh no, we got it, that's fine. So we start the fight off, we instantly Devil Trigger, and we use our slash cancels there. We hit him 8 times. And then we use Holy Water, which is an item that we bought at the start of the level. And that that's unfortunate. You sly dog, you got me monologuing. But yeah, Shadow's back with a vengeance. He didn't like the butt whooping we gave him in the last mission, so he's coming back for more. But yeah, the Holy Water is basically crucial to this entire run. We're going to use that a lot, especially for bosses. It completely decimates near enough every single boss. We call it the Holy Super Soaker in the community because it's just that OP basically. We're going to grab another orb cache there. We did take damage from the Shadow, which is unfortunate, so we don't get another special bonus. However, because we didn't get the special bonus in Mission 3 either, it's not too much of an issue. So we literally take the key item that we got there straight down the bottom, and we're going to put it in the door, and that's going to finish off Mission 5. And we're going into another... The shop list that we have here is extensive. You can't see it, of course, but I literally have a notepad open right now with every single item I have to buy in each mission. So I've bought 2 Holy Waters, one of which we'll use in this room, and I also bought an ability called Air Raid, which will come into play in the next mission. We don't actually use it in this one. So we use the Holy Water to completely clear this room out. 5 bugs. And we're going to Stinger a few times just to get as close to the door as we can. You hear the DT pop in the background there. And as soon as we come out this door, we're going to get attacked by even more bugs. So we're going to DT, and I'm just going to run straight to the other door. Now when we Devil Trigger with Alistair on, you can see Dante does run a little bit faster. It's not the fastest form of movement. It's the I think it's the 3rd fastest form of movement, be it just over Stinger 2, and then Vortex 2 is the main form of movement, which we'll use near the final end of the run. And we're going to have Death Scissors come out, but again, Super Soaker, jobs are good in, we out of here. Get our last key item for this mission, and that is Mission 6 completed. Now you can get Air Raid in Mission 7, but I always like buying it early just to make sure I've got it. And Mission 7 also includes the return of Phantom in the form of is it kind of a sub-boss battle? So once we get to here, you see him, he's chasing us again. Now you can fight him here indefinitely if you want to farm red orbs, but instead we're just going to run away. He's already had enough damage for one day. So at the end of this room, we are going to get attacked by a couple more Sin Scissors, but now we have Air Raid. We just Devil Trigger, Air Raid, and each one takes 2 hits, and they're completely decimated like that. No problems this time around. That unlocks this door here. We get attacked by bugs, and there's a switch on the wall here that we need to hit to make the platform in the middle jump up. So we hit that a couple of times there. We just fire off just for good measure, because none of us like these bugs. Jump off just before it hits the top, just to get to this one. Same room where we was in before, just to use the guiding light on this door. That opens up this door here, and that lets us leave the mission. A little bit of a break here, and this is also a good time, if you will. The game used to be timed basically in IGT, because you do have an IGT timer, but it doesn't count menuing or load times between levels like you've just seen there. So the decision was made, I think quite recently, I'm Stingering the wrong way, where it was going to be in RTA. Now we have our second boss fight with Phantom. Now unfortunately, because we don't have air hike, I have to go off the wall like this, but the same principle applies. We go for our double jumps, either enemy step off the back of him or off the wall, and try and hit that sweet spot on the back of his on his tail there. There we go, and that is Phantom 2. There's two ways of actually doing that fight. You can do it the way I've just done, basically brute force, or there is there's a glass pane in the middle of the arena there where you can, if you get him to jump on there 3 times, he will actually fall through it and die. It's quite a neat little trick that you can get there. We'll pick up another new gun here, the grenade gun, and we are never going to use any other gun for the entirety of the run, because the grenade gun, again, in true Resident Evil fashion, is OP as hell. So you'll remember this place. This is where we started earlier. We DT run down here, straight through the door, and then hopefully get through there before it closes. We did. Wicked. And that's the last we actually see of Phantom, because he does actually die in the cutscene there. Now, if we had air hike, our double jump from the special bonuses we could have gotten, this mission would have been a little bit easier. But unfortunately, we're going to have to do this the casual way, I'm afraid. So yeah, we grabbed the Devil Star there just for safety, because you know, marathon look and all that. DT run down the stairs, and we're going to come across a new enemy called the Blades. Now, as you see, the grenade gun makes short work of these, so we're only basically refilling our DT meter like that. Ow. We don't actually have to kill these to get through. We just go straight through this gated area. Now, if we, like I say, if we had air hike, we could have used a little trick here to get early gauntlets, but instead we have to go and hit the switch, which makes the platforms appear for us to basically jump round, because you know, it's a stylish action game. I am going to try a trick here. Bugger, never mind. There is you can like wall hike off that one, but unfortunately it's not as consistent. So, you know, like I was saying, in a stylish hack and slash game, you know, platforming is at the forefront of everybody's minds, really, instead of pulling off sweet combos. So yeah, we're taking the safe approach here, because I could be here all night otherwise. And we're going to grab Ifrit, which is what I spoke about a little bit earlier, which is basically our powerhouse weapon in comparison to our quick weapon, which is Alistair. So here's Griffin. And in order to beat Griffin, you punch this door and you jump through it. By Griffin, you can bypass that entire fight right there, doing that trick. A little bit more of a scripted fight here. Now we have the grenade gun. These marionettes are basically a joke, especially when we can DT as well with them. So we basically just stay around this area where this tree stump is, and we should get good view of all the spawn points. And we are going to get a new type of marionette there, which is the Fetish. The Fetish are a fire-based enemy, which is, you know, coincidental considering we just picked up a fire elemental weapon. But the grenade gun will literally decimate them all. I am going to get a quick orb cache here on the top of the tree trunk, just so I've got a bit of extra. Because we didn't get those a couple of S ranks at the beginning there and no special bonuses, I'm just wanting to make sure that my buy list basically is stocked up for the upcoming missions. And again, another sealed door with red orbs. We just basically pay to win, pay our way through. It's all good. And that was the end of mission 9. We are coming to mission 10 now. Mission 10 is a bit of a puzzle mission. But you know, in true speedrunner fashion, we ignore the puzzles and we find a cheap way of just cheesing through the entire thing. Basically, we're going to find this white orb here. You can see flashing. This white orb will go into enemies, and it will hide in an enemy until that enemy is dead. Ooh, hello. That's never happened before. So, you've cut me off, you sly dog. And we got the synthesis back here as well. Let me just clear this room and then I'll go back to the point I was making.
Right, while you're cleaning, can I plug a few things real quick?
Oh yeah, of course, perfect, yeah.
Alright. We're currently raising money for Mind, and to do so we have a few donation incentives that are still open for upcoming runs. For instance, the S Shadows ship color that is currently still sitting at purple with 20 euros in the lead. So if you want to change that, you can just donate towards, for instance, the color green, because green is better than purple. I think Dan will disagree with me here.
Highly.
But we also have Carter coming up later, which has 2 open incentives still, like Build a Snowman, which is sitting at 50 euros out of 100, and Cheer Up a Plant is also sitting at 50 euros out of 100. So let's get those incentive mats, let's build a snowman, let's cheer up a plant. And back to you, Dan.
Did you really make the Build a Snowman joke? I love it. I love it so much. Alright, so mission 11 came and went, really. Mission 10, sorry. So we are in mission 11. It's the return of Nello Angelo. And basically the same kind of principle applies as what we did in mission 3. We are going to bully him with the Super Soaker. But this time around he is a bit more powerful. So we go down this little hole there. So that gets us to the Sign of Chastity, which is, again, another key item we use to get another key item on top of that. Come through to this area here. We'll sting her a couple of times just to get up to where the chalice is. Pick the chalice up and enter Nello Angelo. So as soon as he appears, we can start using our items. So we use 1 holy water. Nope, that's an amulet. We use another holy water. DT. 2 slashes and he's done. Unfortunately, we don't have our air hike here, so I'm going to have to take a bit of a different route to what I would take normally. So if we did have our air height, which is basically our double jump ability, we could just jump straight onto the middle of that platform and jump straight across using the stinger. But unfortunately, just have to take a bit of a slower route here. I'm going to grab a couple of spare orbs on the way as well. So coming to mission 12, again, this is the return of Griffin. But with as we have done with every other boss so far, he's not going to be around. He's not going to be around for long. Stinger down some stairs, and then we're going to go over to our brand new area, the Ghost Ship. Ooh. I know Halloween's over and all, but you know I'm still not over it. So the Ghost Ship here, really straightforward. You know, inverted controls in the swimming sections there. Jump straight up there, stinger through, up the stairs. We're going to get a blade come straight at us. Now you'll see the needle gun over here. We're going to pick that up, but we're also going to grab another Devil Star that's hidden away in the little chest there. And completely ignore the blades and go straight up here. We examine the door, which triggers a Death Scythe. Now, hopefully I'll be able to get this. He's not been playing nice recently, so let's see what happens. Okay. So there is a trick there where as soon as he appears, if you pop a holy water on a certain frame, you will one hit kill him. It's a bit tricky to get consistently though. Now Griffin's going to appear here. We're going to use 2 holy waters to dispatch him. There's one. He's going to fire that at us, but considering we have iframes when we use certain items like this, we just use 2 holy waters. He's going to throw a little bit of a tantrum. He doesn't like speedrunners, as you can tell. And that's by Griffin. We'll see you in Devil May Cry 5. Albeit a lot smaller. And that's completed mission 12. Very easy mission to do, considering. Mission 13, the quickest and the shortest mission in the entire game. Basically, you grab the key item, the ship sinks and floods. We go through this first room with the blades. Now this is why we need the needle gun. So we picked that up in the last mission there, because otherwise we have no way of defending ourselves underwater. Holding R1 to lock on and mashing square to fire this. The needle gun is severely OP. We take out the 2 blades there, we get a couple of free orbs because our stylish meter goes up considerably high, considering we're just using firearms. We dash between these 2 here, and that's mission 13. Easy S rank, and yeah. We're actually going to turn back on ourselves here before we go straight into mission 14, and we're going to grab a item in this little chest there called an Untouchable. This is going to come into play at the end of the run, so I'll get more into that when we get there, but basically an Untouchable makes us invulnerable but also gives us unlimited devil trigger as well. So we saved that for the final boss. There is a alternate strategy of using it in the upcoming mission, but the last time I used it and then didn't use it in the last boss, I kind of died. So we're not chancing that this time. Oh no. I am 23 orbs short. I should have killed those marionettes. This is not too big an issue. So we got Vortex there, but we actually wanted Vortex level 2. Vortex level 2 is a continuous Vortex movement. Vortex level 1, we basically have to mash it instead, so there will be drop-offs, but it's still an easier way of getting through certain rooms, which you'll see here in a second. So we have to DT, and then Vortex our way through. Now, Vortex has, and Devil May Cry 1 as a whole, has an automatic lock-on feature, so when you use Vortex you will automatically lock onto enemies. But by holding R2 for some strange reason, you can disable that lock-on whilst using Vortex. We stinger through the door here. Oh, unfortunately, there is a stinger jump there that you would have seen me do a couple of times, but it is RNG depending on what enemy is in this room. As we got a Death Scythe, it is a little bit more trickier to pull off there. So we just kind of have to run away from him. Use our orbs to unlock this door again. Come to a marionette. So I am going to kill these guys just to get a few extra orbs real quick. Just because I am a bit short of orbs and we have a few orb doors coming up. So we just did one there coming into this room. We have one going out, and I think that's the last red orb paid door that we have to go through. Don't quote me on that. Now on to mission 15, and it is the return and the demise of Griffin. So we buy 3 holy waters for the boss fight, but there's also 2 other holy waters, one here and one in another room down the way. So we Vortex straight away as soon as we jump off here. It just makes it a little bit quicker to get past this big area. Go to this door to use the emblem shield, which we just picked up in the last mission. Unlock that door. Oh, hello. Pick that up, please, Dante. And we pick an item called the Luminite up, which just basically lets us see in dark areas like this. We're gonna attack these fetishes here so we can fill up our DT meter for the upcoming room. And we're going to Vortex our way through. Now, hopefully, with it being Vortex level 1, I should be able to make it. So, yeah, I made it just as it deactivated there, all the way around. Grenade gun these guys so we can get some DT back, so we can Vortex our way out again. We might not be able to get all the way out, but as long as we get... Well, we managed to get all the way out, which is surprising. So we get in and out using Vortex there. Vortex level 2 makes that a lot easier to pull off. And there's a holy water hidden behind those barrels there, so we just grab that as a safety. Now, we can just stinger up the stairs. Like I say, normally we have the auto lock on that will lock onto the fetish underneath the stairs there, but because it's kind of in the way, it just lets us stinger basically straight up the stairs, no problems asked. We used the 2 spears that we just picked up here to go into the Coliseum, where we're going to fight Griffin for the 3rd and final time. Coming to the middle here, and we get a bit of a cutscene with Griffin. As soon as he comes down, we pop a holy water. That takes him to a certain HP threshold, as you see there. Now we want to get a certain distance away from him because he's going to fly up. Now once he's flown up like this, he is actually invulnerable until... Oh no, that's really good actually. That's never happened before either. Normally it takes a few shots. I'm a bit stunned at that. Normally we pop a few shots off, DT, fire another grenade shot, which then usually brings him down, and then the double holy water to finish him off. We got really lucky there on the RNG. DMC giveth and taketh away, it seems. You know, no special bonus at the start, and then it gives us basically a perfect Griffin free. So that's pretty pog. I'll take that. But in Griffin and Phantom's place comes a brand new enemy. That enemy is called Nightmare. Nightmare is exactly as it sounds. A nightmare. But we found a way to completely body him, considering. So once we get to that boss fight, I'll explain a little bit more on that. So now we have this Wheel of Destiny. We can basically invert the castle. So we're going to DT over here. I'm going to deactivate it so I can take these Synthesizers out and get the DT back. So we use DT Alistair for a lot of movement. We get the DT back because basically we want to be able to DT run up these stairs, and then as soon as we get to the top, we're going to Vortex our way to the end here. Again, with Vortex 2 it is a lot faster, so it does seem a bit slower with Vortex 1. Just gets us up the back up to the castle area a little bit quicker than you just naturally walking up. And as always, we're hitting those da notes, stingering our way through the castle again. Double jump on top of the horse, stinger off it, so we can hit this switch over here, and we're going to come on a new enemy called the Plasmas, who are basically complete copies of us. They have all our moves and all our weapons. So we juggle and grenade gun them to death, as you saw there, and we stinger as close to the door as we can. Now I'm hoping that's given me enough DT, but no, not yet. So there is another one in here that we can basically farm a bit of DT off. Now as you see, sometimes they can split off into 3, which isn't a problem because we're going to skip the fight anyway. Just get my direction in a little bit better. Go through the door, and this is where Nightmare appears. So you see the little blue pool there. We're going to hit a switch on the side here, which basically turns the lights on. Once the lights are on, Nightmare can't basically hide in its little goo phase. Grenade gun roll all the way around. DT. Wait for the orb. 4 fully charged hits. Plus 1 more. Slash cancel the last one. Into the menu. Hit the holy water. And that's a 1 cycle. We basically use that same kind of tactic on every Nightmare fight. Just wait for the DT to pop there. That's basically how you 1 cycle Nightmare, which can be the toughest boss in the game. Nightmare has a damage algorithm where the more hits that he takes in his first battle, the less damage he will then take on the same orb in the second battle, and so on and so forth. So by doing the 1 cycle that we did there, we basically negate as much damage on the next fight as we can, because we only actually technically hit him 6 times. So the game thinks we didn't really hit him that much because we finished him off the holy water, which doesn't actually add to that total. I was just about to say we're about to get into a new enemy here, the Frosts. And they have a really bad tendency of literally as soon as you come out of their introduction cutscene, they will hit you. They have a really bad habit of doing that, unfortunately. As far as I know, it is completely random. I could be wrong, but I know other runners that have basically said it is completely random, so I'm inclined to go with the majority on this one. Same kind of thing, DT all the way down here. There's a fetish there, which isn't usually, but that's actually given us the advantage. We can use him to farm DT up for the return visit. We have a T-Rex here who is going to fire a fireball at us. And we bounce this back 3 times to basically get him out of our way and solve a quote-unquote bit of a puzzle. But this mission is the return of Nello Angelo. Nello Angelo is going to take his helmet off, and we're going to see who he really is. And spoiler alert, it's Dante's brother. Remember the brother I said at the beginning who we thought was dead? Yeah, he's back. He's actually possessed by Mundus, and if you've ever played Devil May Cry 3, you know the full story. I won't go into too much there. If someone's interested in actually playing these games the whole way through, the story's incredible, so definitely play the games. Start from 1 as well, and don't leave out 2. I've just realised I don't have air hike still. we'll just air raid over instead. Yeah, a lot of people will tell you not to play DMC2, but it's an uncut gem. It's an uncut gem. Okay, that's giving us enough DT so we can vortex the rest of the way. That's kind of why I farmed the DT from the fetish before we went into that room, but I completely forgot that we had air hike, so I had to just use the air raid there. Also, hello Virgil. We're going to bully him again with the Holy Super Soaker. 3 Holy Waters. And he's toast. So there's 2. You can teleport all you like, bro. You're still going to get clapped. Bye, Virgil. And that's mission 17. Now, Virgil does actually dissipate / die at that point. Grab another Holy Water, because we're going to have another fight with Nightmare. Now, because it is Virgil, we get the second half of the Perfect Amulet, which mixes with Dante's sword, the Force Edge, into the Spada. The Spada is a very cool looking sword that is absolutely completely useless for us until one mission. So we automatically switch back to Alistair because it's a lot more useful. We come back into this room, into the second painting. Back into a bit of a forced swimming section here. Now we're going to have to go into this room here at a bit of an angle, and I'll explain why. If you go in a bit of an angle, you come out in a certain angle, and that scissors that's literally in front of you as soon as you come through. It's a bit of a slight manipulation of the AI because they are no-clip enemies. She can basically just no-clip behind you, and you have to wait for her to come out. A bit of a time loss there, so by going in on an angle we basically force her to basically back up on herself. Makes for an easier kill. Hit the switch here in the inverted. It's a very similar room to where we started off in mission 3. It's the same kind of thing. We get to the top of the room here and we grab another key item and then drop back down to the bottom. So what we grab here is the Philosopher's Egg. Now the egg needs to hatch, so we're going to go and put it in a fire. No, seriously, we're going to go and put it in a fire. A magical fire at that, to be fair. And as you see from the what you see on the floor there, we have another Nightmare fight. And it's exactly the same strategy as what we did last time. We don't have to build DT because we already have it. We switch to Ifrit using R3. We'll Devil Trigger, wait for the orb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fully charged, 1 normal, Holy Water, and that's a 1 cycle again. And we do get full DT back from him as well. And we can just literally sit and wait for the egg to hatch into the elixir there. And that is mission 18. We're coming to the final stretch, guys. We're getting there. We have 5 more missions to go. And they are very interesting missions. Grab 2 Holy Waters for this mission. If anyone is tempted to learn this run, Mr. The Cosmic, who is basically a DMC speedrunner extraordinaire, has a really in-depth guide that you can find on SRC or speedrun.com. So if you're interested in learning this run, I suggest just go and take a look. That's how I got into this. A good friend of mine, Chad Forson, another great speedrunner as well. He started speedrunning this recently, basically spurred me into doing it. And using Cosmic's guide, really, it puts it all in perspective, and that's how I managed to get this buy list that I'm running off right now. Without that, I'd be either really slow in my times, or quite a bit stuck, to be honest with you. So, now we're in the overworld. We jump up here to skip a bit of a phase on the fight, which prompts them to put the masks on. These enemies are called nobodies, and they're a pain in the rear. So we spam them with Holy Waters because we don't like nobodies. And depending on how they're going to behave when we get to a certain mission later, you'll see why. So the 2 Holy Waters completely decimate the nobodies, and we get free DT from it. So it's a win-win. and we literally go straight back on ourselves, and then we're going back to where we first fought Nightmare, back where we actually first fought the Phantom, the big spider boss right at the start. Now we have the Elixir and the Philosopher's Stone, the two items that you saw me pick up in the last couple of missions. We can basically enter Hell, or the Underworld as it is. They basically give us the keys to go into the underbelly, as it were. So we use the Philosopher's Stone here, which unlocks this portal. And we're going to, in true Devil May Cry fashion, we're just going to Helm Break straight down into it. Now, just as a warning to tech people, this mission is going to get very loud at one specific point. I will try my best to give you a heads up. But basically, at the end of this Nightmare fight on the last Holy Water, for some reason the game just goes from 0 to 100 with the sound. Oh, that's not good. We didn't want the orb to appear there. So, unfortunately, no one cycle Nightmare free for your boy today. Which is a bummer, because the one cycle is great. I don't think this is enough, but I'm going to use the Holy Water anyway, just to get that health down a lot more than it already is. This fight can be a killer. This can be a definite run killer. The idea here is to hit him 4 times and then use the Holy Water. Okay, so for tech people, if you want to turn the stream down perhaps in any second now. As soon as I use this Holy Water, it's going to get very loud. Okay, so the one cycle strategy for that one. Oh no, I forgot I switched back already. You hit him 4 fully charged Ifrit shots. A Holy Water, which takes you into the cutscene where Shocker, the woman that you've known for 5 minutes, betrays you, again, in true Resident Evil fashion, tries to kill you. And then, as soon as the second cycle of that starts, you can pop a Holy Water as soon as the orb shows, and it's GG's for your boy Nightmare there. So we're in a bit of an underbelly side of Hell here at the moment. Now, here are the nobodies I was mentioning before, and why we don't like nobodies is because they have a high pain tolerance. We have to fire it so many times that we knock the mask off their face, and then we spam them with stingers and grenades to the face as well, just to take them out. I'm just going to take a quick drink. Like I said, this run is literally non-stop from start to finish. I don't think I've stopped talking in like an hour. It's amazing. I love this run so much.
Do you want to return then? I can do a quick plug.
Yeah, you know what? This is actually perfect because this mission's quite boring, to be fair.
Alright. I just wanted to plug that BSG also supports small community events. There are events like the Harvest Moon Marathon, the Colin McRae-a-thon, but more recently we had the Spectropes relay on our own Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv BSG_marathon. So be sure to give that a follow as well, because the small communities have a lot of fun things going on, and yeah, they're nice to be showcased as well.
100% agree. The smaller communities are usually the ones that everyone has a better time, actually say. Now, unfortunately, I'm so sorry guys, there is a trick that I cannot show you because we do not have Vortex 2 or Air Hike for that matter. So there is a trick that was recently found, probably in the last year or so, called Cosmo Climb, and it's specifically for this room. You see these bats here that are flying around? If we Devil Trigger directly underneath them, the auto lock-on will basically propel us straight up if we use Vortex. So if we jump underneath them, Devil Trigger, and use Vortex, we can literally go straight up to the roof of that room and then just glide over to the end of that room. It's really cool. So I'm going to buy 5 Devil Stars there. I'm going to get 1 more Devil Star. And I'm going to get my 2 Holy Waters for later. Now, welcome to the final boss, Mundus. The person we've been trying to get to the entire time. We are going to cheese the hell out of him. Welcome to Devil May Cry Dragon Ball Z. So, our Devil Trigger works very differently in this fight because it's a rail shooter. The more Devil Trigger we have, as long as it's over the 3 room threshold, we can summon a dragon, as you can see there. Which is why we basically stock up on Devil Stars and spam the hell out of the attack. Every Devil Star we use refills us to 5 runes. We buy a purple orb just before the boss fight as well, which gives us full DT and an extra rune to attack him with. Basically, it lets us do it 1 less cycle. And that's phase 1 of the final boss completed. And this is where the Untouchable comes into play. You can see me in this lava here. I'm taking damage in Devil Trigger. Now in this fight, because we're using Sparda, in Devil Trigger, our sword becomes humongous. So we use the Untouchable to basically give ourselves infinite Devil Trigger for 1, and for 2, so we don't die at this boss. Which can happen. I have died at this boss before, without using an Untouchable. It's not fun. Oh, I didn't play the cutscene. Forza have it. I'm so sorry, guys. We are not getting any Dark Souls with light today, I'm afraid. But we are actually in the final mission here. Mission 23. We are, again, in true Capcom / Resident Evil fashion, getting the hell out of Dodge. The place is going to blow, and we need to run. And we need to run fast. So, we abuse our Devil Trigger as much as we can, because that's making our run speed a lot quicker. 2 nobles in this room. Very simple. Holy Water. DT. Grenade both of them. And because of how the Nobodies actually die, we do get Devil Trigger back from both of these, which gives us Devil Trigger to use in this room. So we can run, and then once we get here, we can Vortex our way straight out of here and don't have to bother with any of the enemies. We jump into the little vortex there, which skips a little bit of time, so we don't have to actually just jump. Oh, hello. Dante, please. Dante. There we go. So we want to jump on this little lift here. As soon as you get to the top, we can jump up and skip a little bit of the animation. Marionette in the way, we just stinger him. We're going to get 2 blades in this room. We're going to run a little bit further down here and pop a Holy Water, which should kill the both of them. Yeah, I can see that one of the bodies there. But Mundus isn't finished. Oh no, he's not happy that we cheesed him out of his final boss fight. He's coming back for a vengeance. And before we go into this room, we pop a Devil Star just to make sure we have full DT. And we're going to cheese him again. Now he's going to be a bit of a gooey kind of mess right now. So we DT and we use Vortex, which completely decimates his health bar, as you see there. Then Trish is going to come, and she's going to give us some extra abilities here. So we charge up a shot, which instantly fills our Devil Trigger. DT, and it's GG's for Mundus. Now, this is a bit of a rail shooter here. There's 2 ways of doing it. You can let the plane fly on its own, or you can hold down square to fire the guns on it, and you can pull down on the right analog stick, and it actually makes the plane go faster. A little bit harder to control, but considering we're going for speed here, if you just... and we're actually coming up on time here in a moment. So, time. Sorry, I should have really mentioned that, but that's time.
Devil never cries.
And that's Devil May Cry. So yeah, you can pull down on the right analog stick there, and it actually makes the plane go faster, a little bit harder to control. But as long as you're basically holding down the square button and firing, the rocks that are usually in your way, you blast before you even get anywhere near them. So, that was Devil May Cry. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves.
Thank you so much, DanSpence. Make sure to give DanSpence a follow here. This run was insane. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I can't stress enough, like, play Devil May Cry, play the whole series. They're great games.
100%. It is an amazing series. And yeah, I mean, I only picked up this game, like, I want to say about a month ago, maybe. For those of you who are interested, my current PB is 9th on the leaderboards. Out of curiosity, what was the final time?
I'm seeing it as 48 minutes and 44 seconds.
That's pretty well in, to be honest. I think my PB is 45, so to only be 3 minutes slower, and there was a lot of mistakes there as well, so that's amazing to see.
That was a really good run, yeah.
But yeah, like I say, if anyone's interested in picking up this game as a speed run, check out The Cosmic. He makes really good in-depth tutorials. Without his tutorial, I wouldn't be anywhere close to being able to play this game as I do. So shout out to The Cosmic, and shout out to the DMC speedrunning community as well. Absolutely amazing guys. And yeah, if you guys want to follow me, I speedrun all sorts. I speedrun this, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, Majora's Mask, all sorts. You can find me at DanSpence94 on Twitch. So if you're interested in that, feel free to come along. And yeah, that's pretty much all from me, guys. Continue with the great work that you guys are doing for Mind over this weekend, and let's get those donations in for those wonderful incentives.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to build a snowman? I mean, come on.
It's too early, man. We're not even in December yet. We're still in November. I've still got withdrawals from Halloween, man. Come on.
It's never too early for a snowman. Anyway, I'm going to send you all over to some ads. We're still setting up for shuttles, and this is also going to be the end of my shift for tonight. I'm going to give the hosting shift over to Wyatt Wiki, who will be doing both shuttles and Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. So have a good one. Have a good night. Stay tuned for more amazing runs. We're still in the last day, basically. So
Thank you for having me.